It wasn't expected, but the Supreme Court has thrown cold water on the sentimental sloganeering of India's dog lover lobby, shifting the stray dog case to a three-judge bench that wasted no time in foregrounding facts over feelings. After hearing a battery of lawyers representing various animal rights groups, the Supreme Court three-judge bench reserved its order on pleas, demanding a stay on the earlier Supreme Court double bench order. Now that Supreme Court double bench order created a ripple, viewers, to the length and breadth of India, because that double bench ordered all dogs off the streets into shelters. And that order was delivered on August 11th, giving a free hand to municipal officers in the union capital and beyond to remove stray dogs to shelters to be sterilized and sequestered. Prima facie, it appears that at least as of now, the Supreme Court has given weight to arguments made by the Solicitor General of India, Tushar Mehta, who appeared for the government of the NCT of Delhi. This is what Mehta said. He foregrounded his arguments on what he said was common sense. He said, and I quote, "There is a loud vocal minority and a silent suffering majority. I have seen people posting videos of eating meat and then claiming to be animal lovers. There are several instances of children dying due to rabies after dog bites. Sterilization does not stop rabies. Even if the dogs are immunized, that won't stop them from mutilating children," unquote. The petitioners apparently couldn't make a dent in the Solicitor General's arguments with their emotional interventions. Kapil Sibal, who appeared as a lawyer for Project Kindness, an NGO, said, and I quote, "This is the first time I hear the Solicitor General say, don't look at the legislation which occupies the file. There are the ABC rules. There is a parliamentary legislation that has to be complied with. How do you comply with? Who has to comply? The municipal corporation, what have been doing over the years? Have they built shelter homes? Since they have not sterilized, dog numbers have increased. Since they have no owners, the community is taking care of them. Where are the shelters? Where are the pounds? They will be culled," unquote. As an animal lover, viewers, myself, who has grown up with dogs around me, I feel the pain of the dog lover community as also the animals themselves. But I do realize, viewers, and this is important, I do realize that neither do I nor the superstars and celebrities, self-professed dog lovers, walk the narrow bylanes of crowded localities where the dog menace is frighteningly out of control. Our children don't have to live with the fear of being mauled. They don't have to live with the fear of being attacked every time they step out of their homes to play with their friends or even to go to school. So it isn't surprising that the Supreme Court today, while faulting the administration, disregarded sentimental advocacy to put public safety first. The facts show that the problem has crossed the tipping point and something immediately needs to be done. Viewers, there are 7 lakh stray dogs just in the union capital. That's more than the population of some cities in some countries. 2,000 dog bites happen daily in just the union capital. 7.3 lakh dog bites in Delhi per year, viewers, per year. That's a huge number. 3.2 crore people have been bitten by dogs across India. That's half the population in the UK. 20,000 Indians die annually from rabies. I wouldn't call it an epidemic, but viewers, just do the maths. In the hierarchy of rights, shouldn't the right of a 5-year-old not to be mauled or die from rabies outweigh a street dog's right to roam free? To put it bluntly, This clash is not about compassion versus cruelty. It is about whether India values public safety over pet projects. Excuse the pun. At least for now, the Supreme Court has told us where its priorities lie. Let's open this up for debate amongst our esteemed panel. Viewers, we are joined by Shaurya Agarwal, the Advocacy Associate of PETA India, and I want to begin with him first. Shaurya Agarwal, what really are your reservations when it comes to how the Supreme Court has gone about addressing this issue?
To put it bluntly, the order which was passed on 11th August, it was passed out of anger. It was not passed out of logic. You gave some facts and figures about the number of dogs, and but actually, officially, there aren't any figures available. The number of dogs are not counted. There wasn't any census that was done for the dogs. We don't even know how many dogs are in the city. Second thing to remember, which is very important, is the animal birth control rules are the law of the land. They have been working in different parts of the country. Why can they not work in Delhi? Animal birth control rules have been a very important part. You can take the example of Sikkim, Lucknow, Dehradun, Jaipur, Chennai. They have done amazing work with sterilizations of dogs, and they're now benefiting from it. The number of dogs
how are
have
you
gone
making
up.
this claim? Hang on, you just said there are no figures, but now you say they're benefiting from it. How do you quantify the term benefit? Please explain to me.
There are no figures of the number of dogs in Delhi.
No. I'm talking, you said that there are other cities who've done a fantastic job by sterilizing their dog populations. Can you give me numbers on sterilization, number one? And number two, you say that those cities are benefiting from these sterilization programs. So can you tell me, how do you assess a benefit when you don't have numbers?
You assess benefits based on the dog bite cases that are coming from those cities.
No, so hang on. So are you saying that in Delhi, no one has kept any dog bite cases, but other cities do a recording whenever someone gets bitten by a dog?
I think you are misunderstanding here. I'm not talking about the number of dog bite cases in Delhi. I'm talking about the number of dogs, the actual living dogs,
talk about the dog bite
which are in Delhi.
No, hang on. That's a point that Dr. Ranganathan is making. Why shouldn't we talk about the public health aspect of this? Look, there could be, 20,000 dogs, but if there are 20,000 dog bites, that's a serious number. So I'm only saying, what is the problem about focusing on you see, I don't think you understood my question, Shaurya Agarwal. What is the problem with what the Supreme Court has advocated? It has stepped up and said that public safety, public health comes first. Is that a problem? Are you telling me, sir, and let me ask you this, that the ABC rules regime prioritizes animal rights over human safety? Is that what you're telling me tonight?
ABC rules are do not prioritize animal rights or human rights. ABC rules reduce animal-human conflict while taking animal welfare into account. There are multiple...
No, so I'm asking you, I don't think you're following my question. My question is very simple. Are you telling me that the ABC rules, which I think have been written down in some ways by the Supreme Court, prioritize animal rights over human safety? Because you constantly fall back on the ABC rules. So I want to understand, are these ABC rules written in stone? Let me ask you, sir, there was a section of the IPC called 377. Do you know this? It was read down by the Supreme Court because it prioritized human lives, individuals who were being prosecuted for choices they were making over a social stigma. So are you saying the same is applied through ABC? This ABC prioritizes the health of animals, their welfare over human lives. Is that what you're saying? If you're saying, I'll rest my case.
If you would let me complete this time
please.
around. ABC rules do not prioritize animal rights over human safety. ABC rules reduce human-animal conflict while taking into account animal welfare.
No, but how do
That
they
is
do
what
it? If they basically they have been brought in for, I believe, preventing dogs from procreating, etc., etc. What is the ABC rule? It tells you that sterilization must happen, and after that you must release the dogs into the community. Sterilization doesn't stop a dog from biting a person. So how does it minimize human-dog contact, sir?
Sterilization does in fact make the dog less aggressive. That is a scientifically proven fact.
Oh, it also
That
puts bread in their
sterilization-
mouth?
That is done by us, sir. That is the feeders that do that.
No. The point
Not the
is,
ABC.
the feeders
Not
do
the
it
sterilized.
because dogs don't supposedly get enough food because there are too many dogs in the city and food is in short supply, so people step in. But most people don't step in, as a result of which there are a large number of hungry dogs. They may not be in heat, but they are hungry, and then they attack.
So feeders are the frontline workers when it comes to the care of these community dogs. They make the
Are all
animals
dogs
more
being
friendly.
taken care of? If that were the case, then we wouldn't have had a problem because they would also ensure that the dogs were sterilized, sir. Would they not?
They do make sure that. They do make sure
So
of
then
that.
where is the problem? That means there is no problem. Are you saying that
There is a problem.
no,
So
is
there is a
PETA
problem,
India's
but
advocacy associate
there
saying
is a problem.
that
So if
these
you would let me
humans who are
complete,
being
I
chewed
would
up by dogs are imagining their situation? They are driven by paranoia. They have turned rabid. Is that what you're suggesting, sir? Are you now saying that there is no problem?
So please do not misinterpret me. Let me complete my statement, then you can understand what I'm saying. You need to listen to me. So there is a problem. Feeders feed the dogs out of the goodness of their heart, out of being a compassionate citizen, which is also recognized by the Constitution, number one. Number two, feeders provide the care necessary to the dog. However, it is not their job. According to the animal birth control rules, it is the job of the government to provide them with sterilization, which they have not been doing for the past 24 years.
Okay.
If that were done properly, then Delhi would
Okay.
hardly have any dogs today.
Okay. So that's Shaurya Agarwal's, the advocacy associate, PETA India's main argument. Dr. Ranganathan, what do you make of it? I'll bring in Tushar Gupta and I'll also bring in Nikhil Jain. Yes.
No, good evening, Rahul, and good evening to my fellow panelists. Look, first let me say that unlike some people who say they are people for the ethical treatment of animals and think nothing about castrating a poor animal, there are many genuine animal rights activists and NGOs, and I have nothing but respect for them. But I'm truly amazed, I have to say this, by the frenzy and intense feelings everywhere on this topic, Rahul, when we ought to handle it with care and composure. Frankly, let me clarify this on 3 points, or rather 4 points. Number one, is it not a fact, and I can say as a scientist or a humanist, everyone should oppose all forms of cruelty, including to animals and to humans? Why do folks pick one as okay while rejecting the other? Animal cruelty means having 62 million stray dogs in India. And this gentleman is completely wrong because he is a selectivist, trying to be an unemployed activist, saying there are no numbers, there are WHO numbers, ICMR numbers, all sorts of numbers available. The top stray count relative to humans globally is in India. Animal cruelty means 1 in every 15 strays attacking you. A staggering 3.7 million dog bites annually, with blameless men, women and kids enduring pain, thousands perishing from rabies through no rounding, assaulted by strays, grown hostile due to severe stress and worry from city life, and forced to hunt for meals and hydration. That is animal cruelty. How can you overlook it? How can these hypocrites overlook it? Meanwhile, the Supreme Court mandated that strays be collected and crammed into shelters is, I'm afraid, equally horribly cruel and impractical. That is human cruelty. We lack or just cannot build sufficient shelters to accommodate 62 million strays compassionately. Both are incorrect. Number two, Activists are claiming the fix is vaccinating, sterilizing and releasing them. Well, vaccines might stop rabies or illness transmission, but they will not halt the 4 million dog bites. Activists pushing absurd, invalid comparison. I saw one other PETA spokesperson saying, damaging their own efforts. They're justifying dog attacks by asking, would you outlaw all cars since cars lead to crashes? Would you lock up all males because rapes occur? This is insane. To begin, consider the proportions, Rahul. 1 in 15 stray dogs inflicts a bite, whereas 1 in 1500 vehicles causes a traffic mishap, and 1 in 15,000 grown men perpetrates a rape. Certainly, if one grown man in 15 carried out a rape, then absolutely all men ought to be removed and housed in shelters. And by the way, these same good-for-nothing activists tolerant of dog bites rage over a single unjust verdict, though its frequency is far below the dog bite frequency. One wrongful conviction in 50. So why not justify that as well? And finally, and I come back to this, how can these activists professing to defend animal rights, saying we work for animal welfare, except castrating and neutering strays? Is that not criminal, stripping the fundamental privilege of a creature to reproduce, simply so you desire it wandering about the road surviving alone? How shameless of you. Would you accept if somebody approached, stalked you and declared you may wander the roads and survive independently, but I'll neuter you? अच्छा लगेगा आपको?
Well, don't forget, Dr. Ranganathan, that there was a congressman called Sanjay Gandhi who decided to carry out a sterilization program because he said...
That was a population control program, Rahul. Where are we going? Why are we trivializing?
This is also population control. Sterilizing dogs is also about population control. What do you think it is about?
Rahul,
No,
Rahul,
one second. Just one second, Mr. Jain. I never asked you a question. I made a statement. Don't jump down my throat. I'm only saying that the opposition to it, viewers, remember what Sanjay Gandhi said? That hum do, hamare do. That was population control. What does ABC stand for, viewers?
But I want to add something.
What
to that,
does
Rahul, if you don't mind.
ABC stand for, Mr. Nikhil Jain?
Rahul,
What does ABC stand for?
No, Rahul.
No, please
Rahul,
tell me, what does ABC stand for? Since you say that I am drawing a false analogy, tell me, what does ABC stand for?
I am not saying that you're drawing a false analogy.
No, so I'm asking you, why did you jump down my throat? I'm asking you, what does ABC stand for?
Comparing Sanjay Gandhi's move to
I'm telling you because it was deemed cruel, it was deemed cruel, unethical, immoral and illegal. Similarly, are we saying that we are okay? Are we okay without taking consent of animals because they can't give it to us, and we take the dogs and we neuter them and completely go against the law of nature? I'm asking you.
Rahul, let's not please trivialize the debate. Then you're going to say that every person who keeps a pet is somebody.
How am I trivializing it, sir?
Hold on. If we are going to impute the same standard of and same level and degree of rights as we do to humans as we should to animals, then do you mean that every person who keeps a pet animal is somebody who's keeping up a person locked and caged and abducted? What are we even talking
I actually
about?
believe that. I believe that. I believe. Now tell me something. How many poems? How many poems have been written about birds being kept in cages? And why is it illegal to keep birds in cages and animals,
Rahul,
sir, without licenses in zoos? I'm asking you this question. Are you Are you telling me, Mr. Nikhil Jain, that it is okay? No, are you telling me that it is okay to put dogs and other creatures in one 10 by 10 room for the rest of their life, and they're led out on a lead like they are? No, hang on. That they should be led out on their leads for 15 minutes once a day? Do you like that? Do you think that's not cruel?
Rahul, but that's not how most people keep their pets.
Oh, come on, sir. Are you giving us some sort of a new poppycock? Come on, sir, please. Look, let's be substantive. We are talking about we are talking about now a 3-judge bench of the Supreme Court, viewers. 3-judge bench. They had a problem with a 2-judge bench. So then the Supreme Court said, okay, we will constitute a 3-judge bench. No, they didn't say that. They constitute a 3-judge bench. They go into the merits. Then they go ahead and say that at this moment, we don't see the need to stay the orders of the 2-judge bench. And now, viewers, another bunch of lame arguments are being trundled out to try and shame the courts. I cannot understand this. Yeah, please, Mr. Jain, I wanted to ask you. I wanted to ask you, is it okay to inflict cruelty on animals by forcefully sterilize them? Mr. Jain.
I I cannot have philosophical debates in a 15-minute news debate.
A philosophical debate? It's an ethical debate. What is philosophy got to do with this?
How do you expect to talk about sterilization of animals, keeping animals as pets? Eating animals and not all of
Let me bring in Mr. Gupta.
No, please let me make the point. Rahul, that's not fair. Let me make the point. You've been trivializing the entire time I've been trying to speak. Let me please make the point.
नया word हो गया trivializing.
सर तो आप कर रहे हैं.
अभी आपने डिक्शनरी खोल ली और trivialize word from वो क्या है AI वाला जो है वो क्या नाम है 5 GPT or whatever it's called chat GPT 5 से trivialize word सीख के आ गए. चलो बोलिए सर बोलिए.
So first of all, let me start with start my point by making everybody known that I am an animal lover. I do not have a pet. I do love stray dogs. I pet stray dogs. I don't eat animals. I am a vegetarian, and I believe that no cruelty should be meted out to any animal.
I don't ask for your certificate. Tell me your
That's
basic.
All right, my friend.
Yeah, give me your basic argument.
I don't ask any cruelty to be meted out to any human being. All that being said, I do prioritize the rights and safety of human beings over the rights and safety of animals, whether stray or pet or livestock or whatever. All that being said, in a country and a city as large as ours, every single thing, whether it's a car, whether it's a man, whether it's a gas cylinder, will have its pros and cons. You can pick out figures and say
this. Okay, now this is really bizarre. One minute. Let me just bring in Mr. Gupta in. Let's get into facts, not rhetoric. No, 1 second, Mr. Gupta. Let me bring you in. Mr. Jain, hold your thoughts now. I've heard you for 10 minutes, sir. It's not making any sense. Please don't quabble.
No, you've been trivializing all this time. Seconds, numbers, please.
I don't want your numbers. PETA said there are no numbers. बात ही खत्म हो गई. How can you be contradicting PETA?
Rahul.
1 second, please. 1 second, just 1 second. Mr. Gupta, hold your thoughts. No, Mr. Jain, hold your thoughts. Let me bring in. Let me just bring in Mr. Gupta. Just hold your thoughts for 10 seconds. Listen to. Respond to Mr. Gupta.
I know Mr. Gupta.
Respond to Mr. Gupta. Mr. Gupta, go ahead, sir. Please. Go ahead.
I am not disturbed by the fact that if in a multiverse Nikhil Jain was the victim of Sanjay Gandhi's mass sterilization program, he would have accepted it as population control. I'm still trying to recover from the lamest argument I've ever heard on national television. Nevertheless, Rahul, it's difficult to now compare that if stray dogs are a bigger nuisance or the ones defending them. Look, at the end of the day, the animal organizations may be running a lot of helpline calls. They might be running a lot of, feeders and donation camps or whatever. They're not running shelters. The stray dogs, at the end of the day, are on the roads. They are a menace for the general public. No one in PETA, no animal organization can predict how a stray dog will react to a person walking by the road. They cannot guarantee anything. They cannot be held accountable to anything. So their stake in this entire episode is a big fat zero. Their opinion matters, a big fat zero. That's how it is. The state has to come in, the state has to decide, and that is what ideally should happen. My problem is not with the people who think animal activism is some sort of a high-end society time pass. My problem is with the people who are so condescending towards the real people on the ground, the delivery partners, the domestic health, the children, the elderly, walking on the ground who are suffering because of these stray dogs. People are now complaining about mobility issues just because of the stray dogs. Imagine you're coming at midnight delivering a food or a grocery order and you're chased by half a dozen dogs. Where does that leave a person? What if he falls? What if he injures themselves? All these factors need to be discussed. Rahul, my simple point, if anyone thinks animals have as many rights as humans,
just 30 seconds. 30 seconds. 30 seconds. Okay. You can carry on. Let Mr. Gupta finish. You can carry on. Mr. Gupta, yes, go ahead.
Nikhil Jain, for all the animal lover he is, he doesn't have a pet. And I'm sure he is not going to adopt a stray dog. So being an animal lover means absolutely nothing unless you can take the stray home. If PETA here wants to advocate for the stray dogs, open a shelter tomorrow, keep as many dogs as you want to keep them there. But stray dogs have no place on the Indian roads. They'll have to be taken care of by the state in whatever manner the state deems fit, along with the Supreme Court judgment. It's that simple.
Mr. Agarwal?
So the state is taking care. The stray dogs or community dogs are something that is the responsibility of the state. Animal birth control rules is that way for the state to take. These rules were not made by an NGO. Like you pointed out, they were in part made by the Supreme Court. Did you not say that in previously? So yes, the state is taking care. They should.
No, I never said they were made by the Supreme Court.
What
I never said that. I said they were read down. I said that it looks as if the Supreme Court wants to read down the ABC rules and regulations. That's what I was saying. Maybe you didn't understand what I was saying, Mr. Agarwal. That's what I was saying. You're not paying attention to what I'm asking you.
No change there.
So the state is taking care of them. Animal birth control rules were made by the state, not by NGOs. They should be. They need to be followed by the state.
Okay, so I want to ask you a question, Shaurya Agarwal. Let's look at some maths here. Let me ask you. We're being told by Maneka Gandhi, I'm sure you know her, she's quite a respectable animal rights activist. She said there are 7 lakh dogs in the capital. Each one of them, if is sterilized, it would cost the state about 1,200 rupees. You do the maths. Some people are putting this number, the sterilization, the housing, the feeding, for that duration of time that they're sterilized, etc., observed, checked out, at 15,000 crores. Where is this 15,000 crores going to come from, Mr. Agarwal?
So I have another question for you.
No, I want you to answer this question.
The same Maneka Gandhi also gave out some other statistics.
One second, Mr. Agarwal. Mr. Agarwal, I'm asking you a question. Where will 15,000 crores come from?
If you want to build shelters in Delhi and house these dogs, that's also going to cost you 15,000 rupees.
Yeah, I'm asking you, where will it come from?
Exactly. Currently, the feeders are going to.
Where will it come
where
from?
Is it?
It's the government. The government has these.
The government
funds.
has 15,000 crores in Delhi.
Government can't feed it.
Do you know the budget of the MCD?
The sterilization of all dogs.
The richest corporation in India is the BMC, and it has a budget of 5,000 crores, viewers. Where are these people getting their figures from? Where is practicality gone? Where, viewers, in this emotionalism that we have been overcome by, have we lost sight of the enormity of this problem that the Supreme Court has now homed in on? I am not saying for a moment that the administration is not to blame. I agree with Shaurya Agarwal. If they had a job to do, they should have done it, but they haven't done it. Now we've come to a pass, viewers, where the situation cannot be ignored. Now, we can't go back in time and say, 20 saal pehle se kyun nahi hua, and browbeat each other and, sort of self-flagellate. We've got to do something about it. The point is, what do we do? The Supreme Court believes sequester these dogs in various places, compounds, etc. I'm not in favor of that. But that's what is being said. So, Dr. Ranganathan, where really is this debate going? I'm not understanding what the problem with PETA is. Where are they? Why are they so frustrated?
I'm sorry. Okay. Can you hear me, Rahul?
Yes, I can. Yeah.
Yeah. No, look, first of all, I don't know why such people become animal rights activists. They're good enough doing African studies or Madagascar studies. I mean, from bad to worse. But I have to say one thing. Where is the solution? Clearly, having 4 million dog bites every year is unacceptable. 62 million dogs on the streets is unacceptable. It's not a solution. Vaccination is not a solution. You will continue with the dog bites. Number 2, clearly putting all those 62 million strays into shelters is not a solution. We have to think of a solution. Unfortunately, the only solution to my mind is to take all those strays and put them in the wild. That's the only solution. It is very harsh. It is horrible. I would never have recommended it, but we are paying for the sins of the inaction of harebrained, semi-literate ministers who know nothing about compassion, who know nothing about science, and who know nothing about animal rights.
Yes, something has to give, viewers. Something has to give. We cannot beat about the bush now. I leave it at this. Viewers, coming to the second part of this show, is the story of India's military victory over Pakistan worth retelling, or is it not? Especially on Independence Day. Is narrative building in favor of national valor not an important component of patriotism? Questions abound as the India bloc and its ecosystem have red flagged the appearance of Colonel Sofiya Qureshi and Wing Commander Vyomika Singh, who were the faces of Operation Sindoor on a special episode of Kaun Banega Crorepati, or KBC as it is widely known. Others are upset that the Operation Sindoor logo, and you can see it on your screens, viewers, has found its way on I-Day event invitations. The Congress, for example, has come out and said 3 officers of the armed forces will appear on Kaun Banega Crorepati, a private entertainment show in full uniform explaining to a Bollywood actor the planning of a military operation. In any serious nation with a professional military, this would be unthinkable. But this is the spectacle of New India under Narendra Modi, an absolute disgrace, unquote. Several others have weighed in on both sides of the debate. The BJP has accused the opposition of petty